Every day in warehouses and industrial sites, near misses happen. Dark corners, distractions, human error. These dangers cost not just money but lives. Over 100,000 forklift accidents happen every year. Traditional safety measures aren't enough. Operators rely on mirrors and their instincts, but in high-risk environments, reaction time is critical. A new solution is needed. It's time for a smart approach to safety. Introducing the TRIR AI Collision Avoidance System, a revolutionary technology that prevents accidents before they happen. With real-time AI-powered detection, TRIR AI Collision Avoidance System constantly scans the surroundings, identifies hazards, and instantly alerts operators. AI-powered 360 degrees collision detection, real-time alerts and warnings. Seamless fleet integration, advanced AI-powered sensors create a 360 degrees safety zone, instantly detecting potential hazards. Operators receive immediate audio and visual warnings, allowing them to react in time. TRIR AI collision avoidance system can be easily installed on any forklift, cranes, trucks, trailers, JCBs, increasing safety without disrupting operations. Smarter awareness, proactive safety, fewer accidents. Since installing TRIR AI collision avoidance system, near misses have been reduced by over 50%. Operators feel safer and productivity has improved. 50% reduction in near-miss incidents, accidents can be prevented. Safety is essential. Upgrade to TRIR AI collision avoidance system today. Take safety to the next level. Contact us today. Let's look at the demo now.
Human, human. 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 Human, human.
Welcome to another episode of Hacklab Podcast, where we bring you insights from leaders shaping industries and driving change. Today, we are honored to have with us a seasoned expert in environment, health, and safety, Mr. Chirag Soni. Mr. Soni is the Senior EHS Manager at Larsen& and Toubro with a remarkable 28 years journey in safety management, risk assessment, fire safety, statutory compliance, and internal audits. From his early career at Reliance Industries to leading major greenfield projects at L&T, his work has safeguarded lives and shaped safety culture across some of India's largest industrial environments. Today, we'll uncover the strategies behind building a robust safety culture, explore the future of EHS, and hear real life stories from the front lines of industrial safety. Welcome, Mr. Soni. It's a pleasure to have you today.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Ambar, for inviting me into this podcast. Yeah, this one is the my first experience to the podcast. But
Yes.
yeah, being in the field for almost nearly to 28 years, I have seen many ups and downs throughout my journey. In this podcast, we'll explore those things with you.
Sure, sir.
And once
It
again,
is really great.
yeah,
Yeah.
again, thank you very much for inviting me on this virtual platform.
Thank you. Thank you, sir, for giving us your time. And let's start our conversation. So, to begin, can you walk us through your journey from Reliance Industries to Larsen and Toubro, and what inspired your commitment to the field of EHS?
Yeah. Yes. I have started my career in actually it was then IPCL Indian Petrochemicals Corporation Limited in year 97. And afterwards, Reliance has taken over in 2002 and it has become Reliance Industries. But yes, how I got into the safety field, there's a remarkable one incident. Actually, I'll just go back into the past.
Yes,
During my
please.
college day, one of my our professor, Mr. Gadhvi, okay, he has shown us one video of this one major offshore accident happened in Piper Alpha. You may have known about it. So it was one of the major catastrophic incident and has consumed around 160 plus lives during that incident. And the basic cause, the immediate cause was the communication failure. There are other failures, no doubt, but if they have communicated well to each other, the outgoing shift and incoming shift, if they have communicated with each other, then that incident should not occur. So at that time, we were laughing actually. Okay, that how this silly mistakes can be happened by the person who are going to handling such a crucial operations. Okay, but in around 2001 or 2 in Reliance, when we are having one shutdown operation at one of the plant, and actually I was there at the time, and yeah, we have completed our work, not completed, but it was some few points were pending to attend. Okay. So I told my subordinate that okay, you just convey these things to the upcoming crew. They will attend it
Right,
and then we'll start the operation. And I left the site.
right.
And at around 10 o'clock, I received a call, boss, there's a fire. And that strikes me, that strike my chord, that how? Then next day when we investigate the incident, and I really realized that it's a common mistake done by many of the persons at many of the times. So that particular incident led me to think more about safety. And you may know that in early 90s and early 2000s, the safety was just all about wearing helmet, gloves, safety shoes. Yeah, we are complying, boss. Yeah,
Yes,
we are good. We have checked all the tick boxes and we are perfect. But this incident has led me to think that we need to do something more. And that led me to introspect myself, and then I started to learn about safety and other aspects. And when I joined in 2010, so that previous company was a process. It has many things which are inbuilt in a safety. If you see that in process industry and construction industry are two different genre actually. So you cannot compare safety at both the places. Okay. So in process safety, we talk about safety since the design aspect. When I joined this L&T, I came to know, oh, okay. So here we are having opportunity that when we are going to start the project, will be fixing the parameters, how we are going to implement safety into the each and every projects. And that gave me much confidence. And yeah, the life goes on. Since 2010 till now, I'm with L&T. And
very nice.
yeah, I grow from handling one site. Right now, I'm handling multiple sites. Yeah.
So that's a very inspiring. Over the 28 years of career, how has the concept of workplace safety evolved, especially in large scale industrial projects?
Yes, definitely. In one word, if I say, it's a transitional. Okay, because as I've said just previously now, that in 2000s, safety was about helmet, jacket, shoes. Nobody think beyond that. If any incident happened at any of the site, we ask who caused it. how it happened. We don't ask how it happened. We ask who caused it. From now, we are asking what were the root cause and what were the system failures. Earlier, we used to focus on the human element. Now we are focusing more on the management failures, where the system failed, and that has resulted into this incident. Okay, so this is absolutely transitional, and yeah,
We are asking a different set of questions now
yeah,
as before.
okay.
Sir, you have worked on greenfield projects, which often come with complex safety challenges. So, can you share a specific example of how you approached risk management in such a project?
Actually, I'll say greenfield projects are really a good place to implement the safety parameters. Yes, you are right that it is a very big and we are facing many issues over there because I'll quote one example. One of the project we have carried out in the Dahej Industrial Estate. So it was greenfield for us, but it was surrounded by the chemical industry. So we need to think of what are the external hazards also. Not only what hazards are going to pose by our activities within our premises, but we need to see that how the if anything goes wrong with the other agencies, the outside agencies, how we are going to eliminate those hazards arising out of our organization's control. So what we have done, we have made some dynamic risk assessments, okay, for all activities. And greenfield, generally what happens, I'll just give you a brief of our greenfield, that we are in a pre-construction stage, then construction happens, the construction excavation to the concreting and other things. And then comes the commissioning stage. Okay. That in commissioning stage, multiple agencies are on board. There are many agencies we need to deal with them. So to control the multiple agencies, we have introduced a good thing called codification of hazard. Okay. So daily morning we gather at one place. I suppose I'll quote you an example from my site only. In MSFE, we have done one greenfield project for Grasim Industries. There is one area called MSFE. So in MSFE, multiple contractors at the stage of commissioning, multiple contractors has been introduced. So we are putting one whiteboard with P&ID diagram and whole diagram of that area. And then we talk to all the contractors that these are the three areas where the hot work is going on. So we color code it using red thumbprints. These are the areas where the scaffolding, reshuttering, or scaffolding activity is going on. So we used to highlight it using yellow marks. So all the height work activities and critical activities are marked with the yellow marks, and the hot work activities are marked with the red thumbprints. And then if any activities are mismatching with each other or contradicting each other, then we schedule the time of the activity. If the time of the activity could not be scheduled, then we issue the SIMOP permit system. We introduce this SIMOP, that simultaneous operation permit system, and we issue the permit and try to control the hazards arising if one person is working above and the other person is working below. They could not mingle with each other and nobody could get hurt. So the SIMOP permit, the codification of the hazardous areas, and all those things we used to do over there. Apart from that, we have introduced one concept called daily hazard analysis, daily hazard briefing by the supervisor, contractor supervisor. So we give him the list that your activity, these three are the hazard and these three are the control measures. These three control measures you need to focus. Mainly those control measures are of engineering control in nature. Okay. So we ask that supervisor On daily basis, you need to brief your workmen that whenever you start your activity, you need to see whether these three things are available or not. If it is not available, call me back, I'll fix it, and then you can start the work. So I say that the project we have achieved 18 million safe man hours with good without any lost time injuries, and British Safety Council's honor also we have received on that project. So yeah, we managed well.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you. We managed well, but yes, of course, one thing I'll tell you, this whole process is not a burden of one person to take on his shoulder. So it's a team effort. And without the support of your team, you cannot achieve. So it was a team effort.
So, sir, when you were explaining, I was just thinking that how much time tentatively do you take to do this risk assessment? How many days or months?
No, actually, risk assessments are dynamic in nature. So there are two kinds of risk assessments we are doing. One, we start with this when the project arrives,
Yes.
then we'll identify what are the activities involved. So we define one general risk assessment along with the members, the execution staff, and all those. That is a normal overall. Along with the quality person, we define the work method statements, and from work method statements, we derive the what are the hazards associated with that particular activity, and we define what are the control measures we need to take. So that is a general image. But in dynamic risk assessment, what we are doing, we are giving a sheet to that site execution person.
It's
Okay.
every day it's being done.
Yeah. It will be carried out on week in, week out basis. Once that person was when he's working at ground level, he has to check what kind of activities are going on, what are the hazards. So along with the safety team, we scout for the hazards in that area. Then we establish that we are going to place this 4 or 5 control measures, and after that only we are going to start the activity. So in some of the industry, they are calling it as a safety walk or a management walk or something like that. But I call it a dynamic risk assessment.
Understood.
Yeah.
You mentioned about different contractors on site. So, how do you foster a safety first culture among engineers, contractors, and frontline workers? And are there any unique initiatives that you have led that were particularly effective in this?
Yes. Actually, there are different yardstick needs to be used for each individual. But I know for sure just by giving them memos or shouting at them, we are not going to achieve the mission zero harm. So for that, my personal experience is that I generally ask the person that why you have done it, and I follow the 3R technique. Request, okay, first, then recognize him, then why he has done it, and why he should not do it, and then recognize the issues and give him a reward. So this 3Rs for engineer level. But for contractor level, the different yardstick we need to use. There I am using the 3E concept. Okay. So in 3E concept, first I ask them, provide them the environment to work safe, then educate them. And if the environment and education in form of training, on-job training, classroom training, everything, by providing them the skill enhancement trainings and all those things we are providing. Okay. So this if these two E's are not working for contractor, then only I rely on the enforcement. Yes, enforcement many of time, not many of time, often needed because it's a construction industry, and in construction we used to face almost 90% of workmen who are not basically from construction. Okay. Yeah. So every 3 months the workman turnaround is happening. If I say that I had a peak manpower of 3,000, so I might have inducted more than 18,000 of workmen during that project. So that large number of workforce we are inducting, training and other things. So yes, enforcement sometimes needed. So
Right.
these are the two things which helped me to implement many of the things in this. And for senior management, I my previous boss has given me one good advice. Okay, it was in Hindi. I'll just tell you. या तो समझ जाओ या समझाओ. Either you understand it or make him understand. So that tactic is good for senior management. So in my case, समझ जाओ वाला तो बहुत ही कम हुआ है. But yeah, many of my colleagues and peers are telling me you are very sweet talker. Maybe that's a trait of mine and how I get things done at site.
So this is, I think, sir, very important trait because you need to present your case in front of the upper management so that.
Yes.
So very nice to learn about the 3R methodology and the 3E methodology. So training is a big part of EHS. What's your approach to designing impactful safety training programs for a diverse workforce?
As previously I have told, many of the workforce we receive are new to the construction industry. So usually whenever we are taking any workforce into the site, we are going with the in-depth induction training, which includes the layout of the site, what kind of hazards are associated with the within the activities, and what management expects to implementation at the site. So what I have told you in the dynamic risk assessment, that the 3 or 4 controls. So those controls we are showing them on the presentation on the day of induction. Then we evaluate them after induction and we see that yes, he understood, then it's okay. Otherwise, we put him re-induction. The new workman has been provided with a different color code of helmet, orange helmet. In overall, that's a one thing at L&T. So every new workman will be provided with orange helmet. So they are easy to identify. And the new workforce is many times seen are vulnerable to the risk accidents. So it is easy to identify them. So this is one approach for providing them training. Then we are conducting many classroom trainings and on-job trainings. See, in construction, the on-job trainings are more fruitful because that provides a hands-on training. So there is skill enhancement also, plus how they need to identify what kind of hazards are associated with that particular activity. So they can see.
Right.
And when this training is provided by a third party, okay, by a third party means the other engineer is providing, not their own supervisor or not their own engineer. The other engineer or a safety team is providing. They are telling, see, these are the hazards associated with the using of power tools. So they and this is we are conducting in a language known to them. So if Bangla team will be there, we utilize the because in L&T we are having diverse engineers with us. So who
Right.
is knowing Bangla, we ask him to provide training to the Bangla workforce. So likewise we try to innovate and do many things in the training. And yes, one thing I forgot to mention that training need analysis because at the start of project we are fixing as per the activity we are fixing the training metrics. But on monthly basis we are identifying the training need analysis based on the observations we have observed in last month. We analyze those observations and identify which are the areas and which are the activities which have maximum number of observations, have a higher number of violations. We are focusing on those kind of training for on-job.
Understood. So, sir, I was also thinking about, you mentioned about providing the training and analyzing.
Yeah.
How do you monitor?
For monitoring, we are having this portal actually in L&T. We are having one portal called Visa, Workman Induction and Skill Assessment. In that visa, we are inputting this training form. So whenever a person comes to the site, he has been ordered with a unique ID number. And that ID number, whenever if he left one L&T site and goes to the other L&T site, yeah, that
Yes.
remains same. So
Okay.
if a person got training in different project, that also you can see. So that's a cloud-based software we are using to list down what are the trainings provided to a single person, as set of person. Suppose a carpenter, at the start of the project, we identified if there is a carpenter, he needs to be provided apart from mandatory training. These are the three skill-based training we need to impart. Whether that training has been given to him or not, that we can come to know using that visa model.
Sir, one
Yeah,
question.
yeah, yeah.
So, the labor also goes through this
Yes,
cloud-based training?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. 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 Very
Okay.
nice. So,
Because in the construction, to control 100 labor, there is only one engineer will be there. So
right.
if we do not provide training to the workmen, if they do not understand what really needs to be done, then we are very much risk of running into day in day out. And if we are not doing that, then we'll be firefighting for all days. Okay.
Right. Right.
So to
Yes.
reduce our burden, we introduce this thing.
Very nice. Yeah. That is something I didn't. Sir, what role do internal audits and safety mock drills play in maintaining a high standard of compliance and readiness?
Yes. Basically, I'll give you a stark difference in between inspection and audits. Audits basically are focusing on how the system is being implemented and what the management has laid down the rules. So using the safety audit, we are benchmarking the project with the respect of the organization's demand. Whereas in inspection, we are just doing a tick box thing that, okay, whether the particular thing is meeting with the requirement or not, and all those things. But audit gives two things. One, where the operational controls are missing, and second, where the system failed. So by doing the audits at the different sites, we can say that yes, we can identify where the system is lacking. So which element we need to focus more, whether it is a emergency response, whether it is a communication participation, whether it's a internal review meetings, whether it's a provision of resources. Okay, those are the system elements. Then operational controls, whether the scaffold activity which is being taken place at the site, whether it is meeting the criteria or not, the excavation activities, the welfare requirements, all those things are in the operational control part. Okay, so we can identify the gaps and we can boost and we can meet and exceed the legal requirements also using the safety audit. Whereas mock drills are particularly very helpful to educate the workmen at site to focus to how they can save their life. Okay, because mock drills are based on the emergency scenarios which could have happened if something went wrong and it could have happened at the site. Okay, so in that emergency, how the response of a general public, that workman, how this ERT team, that is emergency response team, they need to respond. Which team needs to respond in which way? So those things are really a matter. Both things give you different results. Mock drills prepares you for the unforeseen emergencies, whereas audits provides you the knowledge regarding where your systems are lacking, where your operational controls are missing.
Right. Sir, in a year, like what is the frequency of an audit and for safety drill? Yeah, more drill. Yeah.
Now, generally, we are conducting audits in 6 monthly, half yearly basis, whereas mock drills are being conducted on a quarterly basis. But it depends on the project to project. Okay, if a certain project is having various risks at various level, so when we have started, then excavation collapse of soil would be the emergency. So during that excavation stage, we are conducting one for how to rescue a person if some soil collapse or something happened. Then when work at height is going, at that time we used to do this work at height rescue training and emergency mock drills. And
Right.
likewise, we divide it into the various sections and various emergency scenarios, and we do it on site. So minimum quarterly, it should be carried out. Make sure that all the emergency scenarios within the project span needs to be completed.
So in the beginning, we were talking about the technology which is coming in this field. The EHS field is rapidly being influenced by digital tools. Are you seeing any adoption of technology like IoT, AI, or mobile safety platform in your work?
Yes, actually, just previously I told that we are using for training recording, we are using Visa model.
Right.
For site observations and other things, L&T has developed one app called Shield, SHEILD, meaning Safety Health Environment Integrated Learning Digitally. The form is there.
Right.
So Shield app is there. So it provides you that all the observations to be put into the Shield app so that we can analyze, anyone can analyze at any level, from project level, cluster level to HP level. Anyone can see what your current main hazards at the projects are, what are the violations you are recording. Okay,
Mhm.
so they can intervene and they can help you to come out of those situations. And we are
Right.
also using this predictive analytics. So
Correct.
based on the this observations, training, and other things we are receiving from the audit data and other things. So one software on Power BI based software have
Yes.
been made available. It predicts in which what are the activities which are can bring you higher number of violations and other things, other data related to the insight they are showing. So such kind
Okay.
of things we are using.
Right.
Apart from that, what IoT, na? So
Mhm.
IoT we are using in this equipments mainly,
Mhm.
okay, to monitor them whether they have been speeded because at the construction site we used to limit this speed of maximum of 20 km. Okay, if they move beyond that 20 kmph, we receive some messages through that IoT that this vehicle has been accelerated the speed, and
Okay.
it also log in, log out the driver's in and out time because yeah, because if a driver is working beyond 12 hours, so it has been seen that due to fatigue and other issues, many accidents, road transport related accidents has happened in the past.
Mhm. Right.
And we have faced some of the incidents. Those things help quite. We are yet to adopt the CCTV based things,
Monitoring.
monitoring and other things. We have started with RFIDs, but it was not that successful due to the nature of location we are having. Yeah, so we have started,
Yeah.
but I think that digital is next. Yeah, using AI, it may replace me also.
Yeah, that is one of the fear everyone is going
No,
through right
no, it is actually not fear actually. I'll say yes, it's a good thing actually.
now.
Because if I think that I can be replaced, then I'll work steadfastly. Plus,
Right.
I try to increase my knowledge. I try to gain some edge so
Mhm.
that the company should not think that, okay, I don't need this person.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is helpful. I'll say.
That's a very positive mindset, and that's very nice to hear.
Yeah.
Sir, as we are coming close to the end of our podcast today, so looking ahead, what advice would you offer to the next generation of safety professional entering this industry? Key skills they should focus on.
One advice. Sharpen your basics. Previously, I told that I moved from Reliance to construction. So both are different domains. One is a process safety, the other is a construction safety. When I joined L&T, at that time, because I have completed my education from Baroda. So in Baroda, L&T is a hydrocarbon. So they are working with the petrochemicals and oil and gas field only. So when I joined L&T, with that we said that I'll be put in some of the petrochemical and other projects. So that I'll be associated with the commissioning, pre-commissioning, and those activities. When I joined L&T, I came to know, okay, L&T is having this construction division also, and they are building the factories and residential complexes and other things also. So it is very different for me, but I relied on my basics because basics of safety remains same everywhere. Whether you are in a construction industry, automobile industry, in a semiconductor, or a petrochemical or a construction industry. So the basics will remain same everywhere. So if you have a grasp on your basics, okay, then you can succeed at it. That is the first advice. The
Yeah.
second advice, please listen. Okay. So nowadays, what I see and feel, many of the person are listening for reply. Okay, they are listening because they want to reply, and
Yes.
they while listening they are preparing their reply. How do I rebuttal this person? So that competitiveness is harming them. They are not going to learn anything out of this. So I'll advise the new generation that please keep listen and try to think what the person is telling you. Then, if needed, you reply. If reply is asked from you, then otherwise, every time when a person speaks and you need to reply, it is not. So these two things they need to keep in mind to get success. The third thing I'll add,
Yes.
समझ जाओ या समझा.
That's the golden rule.
Yes, yes, that's the golden rule which I really got from my boss, and it has helped me a lot. Yeah,
Great.
it has helped me a lot.
Thank you, Mr. Chirag Soni, for sharing your wealth of experience and the powerful lessons you have learned across your career. Your dedication to building safer, more compliant, and more resilient industrial environments is truly inspiring. To our listeners, we hope today's episode help you understand the depth and importance of EHS in shaping not just safer workspaces but stronger organizations. Don't forget to follow us for more conversations with the change makers of the tomorrow. Until next time, stay safe, stay curious, and keep leading with purpose. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye bye.
Thank you. Thank you, Amber, for providing me this opportunity to interact. Yeah, it's a
Thank you,
good
sir.
experience. Thank you.
Thank you.